Hi guys, look who I have with me today. It's my mommy. Say hi, Mom. So today we're gonna start talking about my natural hair journey. I know you guys have been asking me a lot on Instagram and Snapchat to do a natural hair journey video. And so I said, let's start. Let's just start it. So I decided to break it up into 3 parts. And so today, Mom, what is this? You look like a gangster. So I decided to split it up into 3 parts, and this will be part 1, discussing my childhood. So where it all began, if I had a perm, if I didn't have a perm, you know, all of that. And I decided to bring my mom in on the discussion since she's here with me in LA for the summer, and she agreed to talk to you all and talk to me about why she made the decision she made with my hair, and you know, kind of give us some insight on how it was back in the day, you know, raising a kid with naturally curly hair when she didn't have naturally curly hair. Well, she did, but she had a perm at the time, of course. Okay, so I came up with 6 questions to ask my mom all about how my hair journey began from birth. So question number 1, how was my hair as a kid?
Well, let's start when you were born.
Okay.
I can remember vividly laying on the delivery table waiting for you to come, and the nurse was saying, oh my goodness, here she comes, here it comes, here it comes. I don't know whether it's a girl or a boy, but whatever it is, it has a lot of hair. And sure enough, honey, when she came out, she had a head full of hair. And it was, I think, it was just beautiful. And I, like all mothers, say that, you know, that was the prettiest baby that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I was in love with her from the day I saw her, in love with every part. As a baby, I used to hold her in my arms and just play with her hair. And I would look at every square inch of her hair and found out she almost had like 3 different types of hair on her head. She had really tight curls in most of her hair, and real loose curls in another part of her hair, and then kind of straightish in even another part of her hair. And I just used to play in it all the time, and so I found she had different, you know, textures of hair in her head. And I basically just, back in the day, we didn't have a whole lot of products, and I just basically took baby oil a lot, put it in there, and brushed it with the baby brush. And, you know, I'd part it on the side, brush it to the side, brush it to each side. And it just looked so cute. And so basically she had 3 different types of hair on her head.
So growing up, like after baby, what was it like when I was about 5? Like after the baby hairs are gone, what did it look like?
Well, after the baby hairs are gone, you have 3. You still have those 3 distinct features, 3 distinct textures clearly in your head, and it was pretty wavy at times. But then there are times when, well, I would wash it and just basically braid it up, and so it was pretty manageable to me. And I didn't even have a thought about it being manageable or not manageable. I just loved your hair.
So was it long? Was my hair long?
Well, your hair started out, although you had a bunch of thick hair when you were born, it sort of was right kind of like here. Almost to your shoulder, but not really to your shoulder.
Up to like 9. We're all through my childhood, right? Like it was not, I didn't have long hair.
No, you didn't have long hair. You had thick hair.
But not long hair.
But you didn't have long hair.
Okay.
You didn't have long hair.
So by the time I got to middle school, I wanted straight hair. Like I couldn't deal with the poof. You know, you get older, your friends have straight hair. Everybody then did have a perm. By the time I got to middle school, the natural hair girls were gone. Like that didn't exist. There were no more natural hair girls. Every single black girl that was at my school had a perm. So I wanted my hair straight. I purchased my own hot comb. You know, by then they had the ones that you could plug in. You know, I thought I was everything with the plug-in hot comb. Like, oh my gosh, you could turn it all the way. I don't know if it didn't have the temperature. It was just on and off.
Right.
So it was scalding, it was smoke. And so you didn't have to put it on the stove anymore. So I plugged mine in and I was doing it. And then I didn't want to do it one day. And I told my dad, I said, because my mom was there at the time, I said, can you take me to the hairdresser to get my hair straightened? And he's like, no, just use your flat iron. I was like, I don't feel like doing it. And he was like, fine, I'll do it. Just plug it in. I said, okay, because he has a lot of sisters, okay? I don't know, 5 sisters, I don't know. He has a lot of
claimed
sisters.
he used to do his sister's hair when he was little,
Right.
braid it up, straighten
Right.
it, hair too. Yeah.
So he said, I could do your hair. I don't know why I trusted him, but I did. And my mom was not there to tell me otherwise. So I sat down, and he literally started at the crown of my head. He picked up a large chunk from the crown of my head and took the hot comb, put it through my hair straight. No blowing it or anything. I don't know what happened, but when he put that hot comb through my hair and lifted up, all the hair in the comb came out. So I was left.
And the hair looked like a barbecue potato chip.
Oh my gosh.
Burn up.
Mom, you can't inject, you weren't there.
Oh, well, that's what you told me. Okay. I know I wasn't there, but that's what you told me. Why wasn't I there? Because they had moved to a new town and I couldn't leave my job at the time. So she wasn't there for that motherly advice, that motherly guidance, that motherly straightening that I could have done safely because I understand it. So Daddy had to do it.
Yeah, and so he put it through, started from the root, picked it up, and every piece of hair in the comb was still attached to the comb when he removed it from my head. And so we had this much of burnt hair in the comb, and my hair at the crown, y'all, was about 2 to 3 inches. I could have died. And I ran and I cried, and he's like, why are you crying? You know how dads are, trying to make you tough. And I said, where is my mother? Well, this would never have happened. I called her immediately. Like, you're not gonna believe what happened. Oh my God. My hair's gone. And then it's the crown. You can't cover the crown of your hair. Like, that's the top. And so I was mortified, but
pretty bad.
Yeah, so but the lengths we go to have straight hair, you will let your dad do it, who doesn't know what he's doing, and you just don't care. You're that desperate to fit it, So it was a rocky road before he let me go to the hairdresser. Me doing it myself, but after that, he let me go to the hairdresser, or I would do it myself, because I did know how to use the iron, and I should have just gone with that. But
yeah, you should have.
That was a traumatic experience, and that was in the 6th grade. No, like seventh grade, something like that, 7th, 8th grade. Yeah, so that was bad. How did I feel about my hair as a kid?
Well, when you got older, around 8 or 9, I guess you saw that I think after you entered school, you started looking at other kids' hair and you thought your hair was puffy. And I said, what do you mean puffy? I said, your hair's pretty. Look at it. And I comb it and brush it, and you said, yeah, but it's not as puff. Mine is puffier than everybody else's hair. Because sometimes I would send her with 2 ponytails, or a ponytail on the back, or I'd braid it up. And when she got 9 years old, she decided to take charge of her own hair, because she said I was fixing her hair in 2 old-fashioned styles. So she said, Mom, don't want you to do my hair anymore. I want to take it from here. I said, okay, honey. And I was confident enough that she could take her hair and do whatever she wanted to do with it.
Yeah. Well, going back to when I started school, I would look around and look at the other girls' hair and notice that my hair was a bit different. Like, there was no one that looked like me. Like my hair, we did have a few girls that had natural hair, well, maybe one. One girl that I knew had natural hair, and she wore it in little puffs, but she didn't have long hair. It was shorter than mine. So mine was longer and puffier. And all my friends, their hair didn't puff. It was straight. They would wear it bone straight. And I couldn't understand why my hair wasn't bone straight. And I'm going to admit, I was a little embarrassed by my hair. I remember a time we had to dress up like our favorite book character, and I chose Pocahontas. And my mom sent me to school in a Pocahontas costume and the headband with my hair down.
Right.
But my hair down was out. It was as puffy as this. It wasn't straight down like Pocahontas I saw in the book. It was out like this. And I remember going in the bathroom and literally going like this. And I was so depressed. And I would go like this and go like this, and it would just puff up. And I said, I can't go back out there. Like, I can't go back out there with my hair looking like this. So it was a struggle for me dealing with natural hair because I didn't have a relaxer.
Yeah, those kids had bone straight hair, and you probably didn't understand that why they had bone straight hair, because I never talked to you about straight hair. And I never straightened your hair with we didn't have flat irons back in there, but back in the day, but we did have hot combs, straightening combs, you know what that is. And I had no desire to straighten my hair, little girl's hair. And I had no desire to put a perm in my little girl's hair. And
Okay.
But you were seeing straight hair because those girls had perms in their hair.
Right.
And I sent you to school in that Pocahontas outfit with that hair because it was natural. Pocahontas was natural, you were natural.
Makes sense. Okay, so question 3. Why didn't you put a relaxer in my hair, especially since you had a relaxer in your hair?
Well, that was one of the reasons. I didn't think you needed a relaxer. You had a young, tender scalp. You had young, tender, bouncy, responsive hair. And I didn't see the need to put a chemical on that hair. It didn't. Safety first, health first. I used it in my hair because I got a perm when I was 12 years old. So I just figured that was the way of life. But I didn't like the way, I mean, sometimes those perms burned my scalp. And I would have sores in my scalp. And I just didn't want to hurt my little girl. And so I figured if she wanted a perm in her hair when she got older, she could make that decision. But as a mother, I was not going to encourage her or put her into a position where she thinks she needed a perm.
Okay. Did you get pressure from others, like hairdressers or your family, to put a relaxer in my hair as a kid?
Well, I didn't get any pressure from any family members. Your dad didn't pressure me. My sister didn't pressure me. No, I didn't get pressure from family members to put a perm in your hair.
Huh? Wait. I thought you said the hairdresser said.
I was getting ready to say that.
Oh, okay.
But I thought one day I would take her to my hairdresser and let her fix her hair for a special occasion. So when I got her to the hairdresser, she comes in there with all this thick hair, and of course, first thing a hairdresser wants to do is tell you, oh, why don't you let me put a kitty perm in there? I'm like, kitty perm? For what? Well, it will make it more manageable, they said. And I said, nah, I really don't think I want a perm in her hair. So just wash it and straighten it with a straightening comb, and let's see how it looks. And but I don't want a perm at all, ever. And they said, well, won't you let me cut it a little bit? No, I'm not letting you cut it either. Just leave it the way it is. Use that straightening comb and give her a nice little cute style. And I had to be emphatic with my hairdresser that I didn't want any perm in my daughter's hair.
Okay, what advice would you give moms who have kids with curly hair, who might not like their hair, or their moms have different texture than their child? It seems like you handled my hair pretty well. I made it through childhood without getting a perm. So what would you say to someone that it was in your similar situation?
I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's easy. But you have to take it slow. Understand that your child this is the hair that your child was born with. This is the hair that is coming out of your child's head. This is your natural hair. And embrace it. You embrace it, you love it, and she'll love it. But you have to set that level of comfort for that child. You have to set that confidence level for that child. Those of you who have had perms, you know how your scalp can feel after that perm. Sometimes you can't even feel your scalp after a perm. It's totally numb. And you put your hair up there and you feel your hair, but your scalp doesn't even feel alive. And you wonder, when I wake up in the morning, is my hair going to be on the pillow? Because that's how weird it feels for like the first couple of days of a perm. You know how it feels. You know when the hairdresser has left your perm in there too long and it scabs up. Think about the health of your child, the psychological health of your child and the physical health of your child. Don't put anything on your kid's hair that's going to damage that scalp, especially at a young age. I don't exactly know, at a very young age. I don't know what it's doing to the scalp. I don't know what it's doing to hair follicles. I don't know what it's even seeping to the brain. I don't know. But health comes first, and confidence comes next.
Didn't you say that people would kind of make fun of you for sending me out of the house with my hair in a natural state?
They didn't make fun of me, but they kind of looked at me cockeyed. We didn't have a lot of products. All we had was like grease, and I wasn't a big grease fan. We have more products now. Speaking of products, you think I can?
Oh, keep going.
Okay. Well, anyway, so I remember taking her to a new babysitter, and when I took her there in the morning, I brushed her little hair, put some baby oil on her. It was puffed looked like Chaka Khan's hair. And when I came to pick the baby up at the end of the day, it was packed with grease, slicked down, parted in 50 sections, and with rubber bands everywhere. And I said, "What? So you think I'm a bad mom because I like my daughter's hair natural and free? Why'd you even do that? I mean, it looks okay, it looks neat." But I thought at that time they were saying I wasn't taking care of my child's hair, and I was. But that's the only time I had a negative reaction from people.
So the last question is, how do you feel about how I have embraced my natural hair now, knowing that you started this whole thing?
I don't know if I really started it, sweetheart. I think you knew at age 9 that you could do, your hair had endless possibilities. And I feel that your journey started right then. And I'm proud of the fact that you are sending the message to, and you and a lot of other girls and young women are out there sending the messages to other African American women to embrace their beauty, to embrace their golden curly locks, or their black curly locks, or their red, whatever color their curly locks might be. Embrace it, style it, whip it, shake it, enjoy it, and love it. I'm proud of you, and please continue your work. Keep the message consistently going to our young African American women that their hair is beautiful. Whatever shape they decided to shape it in, whatever style they decide to go with, it's going to be great for their face, great for their outfit, great for their look, great for their occasion. Whatever way we decide to wear our hair, continue to let them know it's a great way, it's a wonderful way, and it's the way of the future. Still going. Who knew when you took over the management of your hair at 9 years old that it would turn into a life's passion to tell others and show others how to embrace their God-given attributes. But then I'm not surprised, because you're kind, you're loving, you're giving, and you always want the best for people. And I want to thank you guys for supporting her, and your support encourages her to keep going, keep showing, keep teaching, and keep leading others to the best life. Thanks. Thanks, Mom.
Oh, so sweet, Mom. You got me crying. Tearing up. Oh, sorry. Okay, guys, so that's pretty much the end of part 1 of my natural hair journey. Thank you to my mom for coming and talking to us. So, thank you guys for watching. If you have any other questions, put it in the description box below, and I'll try to answer them in part 2 of my natural hair journey if I didn't get to cover it in part 1. So thank you guys again. I love you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to press like if you like my mommy and share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay guys, talk to you next time. Bye.
Bye.